Hi, everyone. Welcome to Asynchronous Wednesday. This is for January 26th. Just kidding. This is for January 27th. Which in my class is week 21, and in Ms. Chaudra's class it is week 23. So what you're going to do today for asynchronous work is you are going to revisit the CER you wrote last class, that you wrote last week. So you're going to go back to week 20 or week 22 asynchronous assignment, and you're going to revise your CER. When you revise it, you're going to double check that you have all of the items on this checklist that you see on my screen. So the first thing you're going to check is, do I have a claim? Do I have a claim doesn't answer the question that is asked. And again, the question that is asked is how has climate change affected the Earth? What are some major impacts? All right. Second, you're going to check that you have evidence one. So you're going to check that you have evidence one and that you're clearly stating where that evidence came from. You're also going to clearly describe that evidence. So tell us a little bit about what that evidence is saying. Then double check that you have reasoning for evidence one. So remember, for reasoning, you're going to explain how the evidence supports your claim. So you should have a reasoning for evidence one. So this just says, like something like, this evidence proves my claim because blah, 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 blah. Right? Then you'll double check if you have evidence two. So you do need at least two pieces of evidence. And of course, you'll need reasoning for that second piece of evidence as well. Right? Then you're going to double check that everything that is in your CER is in your own words. Remember, guys, we had a lesson about plagiarism just 2 weeks ago, and Ms. Chowdhury, Ms. Wynn, and I, we really stressed that you need to have all of your own work in your own words. So make sure that nothing is copied and pasted from the internet, and that you are telling us where you got all your different kinds of information. So that could be as easy as just saying, like, according to the New York Times, blah, 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 blah. Or according to the graph that we looked at in lesson 26, blah, 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 blah. Right? Once you make sure that you've not plagiarized, you're then going to check your teacher's feedback. So we have left you feedback in the form of comments. So if you go over to week 20 or week 22 CER, if you look at your CER, you're going to find, if you're in my class, you're going to find that I've color-coded different things, but you're also going to find that I've left you comments on the right within your Google Doc. So my comments might be asking you to improve your claim, your evidence, or your reasoning. I might just be saying something that you did really well, or I might be asking you some questions to further your thinking. So for example, in this first comment, I said, this is the person's claim right here, this green part. That's the person's claim, but I think it might be a little too general. Can you make it a little more specific? What are the specific impacts of climate change? So this person said that climate change is negatively affecting our environment. Yeah, that's true, but I would like him to be a little more specific. The second kind of comment, I said, this is a fantastic piece of evidence. This student used NASA's climate time machine, which is, I believe, what we studied in lesson maybe 31. No, lesson 32. That's where we looked at the 4 different models for sea level and carbon dioxide and global temperatures. Really cool website. And then the third comment that I left is I asked the student, why is this a bad thing? So the student said, this is about global warming that is dramatically increasing due to pollution, burning fossil fuels, mechanical factories, etc. Obviously, global warming is bad. I know that, and I know that it's bad that it's getting worse. But I wish the student had explained that in his writing. So I just left him that question to push him to think a little bit more about that. You'll also find some more comments, at least if you're in my class, you'll find more comments in the private comments section on Google Classroom. I cannot show you that in this video because that would be revealing who wrote this CR, and I don't want to do that. So just make sure you're checking the private comments. Right? And once you've checked your teacher's feedback and you've responded to all their comments, you've improved your writing, I want you to ask yourself, does this make me feel proud? is this CER something I'm proud of? Because teachers can tell when you have, you've written something that you're just not into. It's something that we can tell when you are capable of producing something a little bit better. So we just want to ask you, does your CER make you feel proud? Hopefully it should be something that you're proud of. Hopefully it's something you'd put in your backpack. And if it's not, then why not? How can you improve it? So that's the last thing we want you to think about. All right, I'm going to quickly spend 1 minute going over the rubric. So the rubric is broken down into 3 parts: claim, evidence, and reasoning. It's a CER, so that makes sense. For the claim, we're just checking that you have a claim that answers the question. If you have a claim and it answers the question, you're going to get 2 points, which is the full score. If you have a claim but it does not answer the question, that's 1 point. And if you copy and paste your claim from the internet, that's an automatic 0. For evidence, you will get full credit for evidence if you use multiple pieces of evidence that support the claim. You're going to get 3 points if you use evidence and they support the claim, and that one piece of evidence supports the claim. You'll get 2 points if you used evidence, but the evidence did not support the claim. Maybe you're thinking about some other claim or it's a little unclear, the connection. You're going to get 1 point if it looks like you have evidence, but it's very unclear where it came from or even what it means. Remember, you do have to explain kind of what the evidence means, so people who've never seen the evidence can understand it. And then, of course, you'll get 0 points if you copy and paste from the internet. And then on to reasoning. You're going to get 2 points if you explain how your evidence supports your claim. You're going to have to do that for both pieces of evidence. And you will get 1 point if you kind of explain your evidence, but you don't really explain why the evidence supports the claim, and you'll get 0 points if your evidence or if your reasoning is copied and pasted from the internet. When you are done revising your CER, you're going to have a reflection sheet, and the reflection sheet is, I think it's 7 questions. It looks long. It's not. It'll take you not very long at all. These questions are just designed to help you think through how you did on your CER. So number 1 says, how proud of you are your work on this assignment? You're going to say 10 if this is your best work, and you're going to say 1 if you can do better than this, or somewhere in between. Number 2 says, what parts of week 20 or week 22 CER were easy? You've got a few different options here. You can choose as many as you want. Please choose at least 1. Number 3 says, what parts of the CER were difficult? Again, you have lots of options to choose. You can choose as many as you want, or you can just choose 1. Number 4 says, what part of this assignment did you do well on? So this isn't asking what part of the assignment was easy for you. It's asking what part of the assignment did you think you did really well? And sometimes that actually could be the hardest part. Maybe you did the hardest part of the assignment really well, and you should be proud of that. Number 5, what did you need the most help with? So please be honest with number 5. That will help your teachers understand how we can help you better in the future. Number 6, did you use your teacher's feedback in your second draft? What did you change? I hope that you're going to use our feedback, but at the end of the day, this CER is your work, and you don't have to listen to us. But I hope you do. And if you do, what did you change? And number 7 says, how might you do CER assignments differently in the future? Right? So that is all for today's assignment. You just have to revise your CER from week 20 or week 22, and then you're going to do this reflection sheet. As you revise your CER, just double check that checklist that I showed you, double check the rubric so that you make sure that you are satisfying all of the requirements. Let us know if you have any questions. Bye, guys.